its beautiful, lush rolling hills from 10,000 feet, not at all the reputation that precedes it.
Colombia. Every travel book warns you to beware.
But it also offers emeralds, coffee, beaches, and nightlife. Clearly, this country needs to get some better press.
Travel writers cover different beats.
I tackle the quirky, cultural side of travel.
I find edgy, risk-taking stories.
The trick is to find stories that inspire.
And the stories that sell. Welcome to Bogota on its birthday.
Alright, so I'm walking around Bogota. It's day one, and I'm just trying to sort of soak up the environment. Rockin'. I always like to check out the city by foot. You know, as soon as the plane lands, I like to unpack my stuff in the hostel and then just head straight out and just explore.
It's magic to be walking the streets considered amongst the most dangerous in the world and feel safe. Welcome. Search for Colombia on the internet and it's all danger and drugs. But come here during Bogota's birthday celebration and it seems to be nothing of the sort.
These guys are amazing. These are by far my favorite of the whole carnival. Man, they got moves.
I take a picture of the ferry waifs, the industrial goths, the marching band playing Yellow Submarine. And all around me there's a beat and a smile, and really this is not what I expected of Colombia at all. Systems break down when there's no community. And judging by the groups in the parade, this community is flourishing.
You kind of have these perceptions of what Colombia is supposed to be. And I mean, you come here, I've met the nicest people already. So far, Bogota, awesome. Love it.
I find it hard to imagine Colombia making the top 10 list of the world's most dangerous countries. As a tourist, it seems to me you have nothing to worry about. But if you're a multimillionaire, a movie star, you need to see Senor Miguel Caballero, the bulletproof tailor of Bogota. The Armani for moving targets. Manufacturer of fine bulletproof fashion wear.
No way. Ah, whoa. It's not so heavy.
What about a knife?
Yeah. Can't stop it. Our technology.
The aim, Andreas tells me, is to save lives, not prevent injury.
But a broken rib is better than being dead.
Yeah. But even so, he tells me that the impact of the bullet is no harder than a finger flick.
Holy. Yeah. It feels invincible to wear one of these things.
Can I feel your ballistic panel? I don't think I've ever said that.
Oh, that's the panel.
Yeah, this is our part.
I try on various vests and outfits, and I feel powerful knowing for a brief moment that I could survive a shootout, provided I don't get hit in the head, or the neck, or the groin.
And this would stop at 9mm.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm
Yeah,
just
okay.
going to feel the hardness of your
Go ahead.
vest.
Go ahead. Well, then don't feel it there. That's not where the vest is.
Where's the vest?
Well, don't feel it there either. That is where the vest is.
Wow, that will stop a bullet?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Steven Seagal had this jacket.
Yeah. And this jacket.
You can still see the ponytail grease.
Ah!
How do they test? Does anyone ever say, I want you to shoot me, and make sure it works?
Andres tells me that only the owner, Miguel, will shoot clients, but he's in Mexico.
Shoot by everyone.
Miguel shoots everybody.
Everybody.
If I come back and Miguel's here, will he shoot me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can
Wait.
you shoot Robin?
No.
Can Julia shoot me?
Yeah. Can I shoot Robin?
Oh, that would be crass. If you had to shoot me, you'd shoot me in the head.
I'm like, oh, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Robin.
Oh, nice story. It's pity that
Client here.
I can't get shot.
because who really could go around and say, I got shot, plus I think it's great for a story. Amazing for a story.
For the
The killer story. I got shot in Bogota, Colombia.
They wouldn't shoot me, but they'd let me shoot a vest.
Okay, let's do it. Let's bring out the bad boys.
Wearing an armored-plated vest, holding a gun, for that moment every misguided male hormone was going mad with mistaken machismo.
Gonzo. Martin Gonzo.
Whoa! That was me! That was me! Look at that! That was me. We measure the impact and finger flick my ass. There's a 1-inch dent in the clay. Save lives, not prevent injury.
Oh, Robin, you wouldn't want to be shot. That looks awful.
I strut like a proud killer, and then it hits me. Why young boys make the perfect soldiers? Why there's so much gunfire and death? In the hands of a boy, a weapon becomes a toy and death becomes a game. In the hands of a man, it's no different.
In Bogota, Colombia's capital city, phony green gems are as common as coffee beans. Though Colombia produces some 60% of the world's emeralds, not all of them are legit. Okay, so I'm trying to find out where this particular emerald area is. Apparently there's a section and there's about 40 jewelry shops, but it might be a problem considering, like, if you look around, every single store is closed. Excellent. Great. Holiday in Bogota. Awesome. This is going to make doing the story a little bit more difficult, that's for sure. All right, let's keep going. Tucked away behind local handicrafts is a jewelry shop selling big, beautiful emeralds. The staff gives me a quick history lesson.
To the country.
Right.
After this is the way they come out.
So this is them in their natural, non-processed.
Yeah, this is natural.
And shows me the process of polishing stones. But what I really want to know is how to buy an emerald and not get ripped off. Okay, well this is what I really want to find out for my story.
So to know that, first of all, you have to see the color, the brightness, and purity.
Okay.
Another way is through this filter.
Changes
The real
color.
one that changes color.
See, this is what I would need if I was going shopping.
If you see this one doesn't change its color,
That one does not change color.
that one is the fake.
Okay. Hola. Armed with my new emerald expertise, I'm off to bargain hunt. ¿Dónde está? Okay, so that way, here, see this? That's it. Okay, so they told me straight. Again, like, I just hate that I don't know Spanish. I've always said that if I could have one superpower, you know how some people want to fly, other people want, I don't know, like X-ray ability. My superpower ability would definitely be to speak any language I want at any time. Look, there's one open right there.
Hola. Hola.
I tell the clerk I'm looking for a small pair of pretty emerald earrings.
Y aquí los tenemos largos, en tallas.
I find them a little tacky, actually. They're quite large. Like this one, for example, I would never, ever wear this one. So this is what I'm looking for, a very classy, tiny little pair of emerald earrings as a souvenir from my trip from Colombia. She gives me a magnifying glass. Time to put my knowledge to the test. Okay, so I'm pretending to be an expert here. Oh, okay, first mistake, keep it close. So it looks like an emerald to me. It's really hard to tell. And this one, ¿cuánto es?
De estos,
That's too expensive,
par
caro.
de estos no.
You always want to seem like you're outraged by the original offer, and then you chisel away, chisel, divide by. I chisel away, and eventually we agree on a price.
20,000 pesos, 90 pesos. Para servir.
Gracias.
Adiós.
Adios. So I've got my emeralds. I'm not sure if they're real or if they're fake, but at this point, who really cares? You know, it's an awesome souvenir from Bogota, and I like them. They're great. It totally completes the story, too. I'm feeling good. Day's over, and my story's done.
Buses and flights are just something you have to get used to as a travel writer.
Another day, another plane.
It can be extremely exhausting, but it also gives you time to write, read, and think.
I shattered into pieces today with an emptiness I felt.
I'm feeling pretty good about the emerald story now. This article will be a part of my weekly column. I will definitely be pitching new editors while I'm on the road, but I think this story is perfect for my column.
So a tiny hole in shadow.
It's a relaxed 1-hour flight to Cartagena, where Bogota's cold nights trade in for sticky sweat. Low-rise buildings become high-rise holiday apartments, and the green jungle hills of Colombia dissolve into the pea-warm Caribbean Sea. It's the Cancun of Colombia.
And
We've come in the rainy season, so the sky is foggy and the humidity overpowering.
Cartagena is so hot. I'm sweating already.
The important thing is it's 31 degrees. Bogota was freezing, and you see this thing? I'm not gonna eat it anymore. Now it's become a beach blanket. Wow, she's hot, huh? As travel writers, we live or die by the internet.
Robbins.com.
Is that open?
That's a sign.
Yes, it is.
No editors have emailed me asking for stories, but they never do. I have to email them.
It's how we pitch stories. It's how we get leads.
I keep in touch with everyone via email. I don't travel with a cell phone, so this is basically me tapping into the world. And when I check my email, it's like going home, because this is where home is, really.
But when it comes to quality, you never know what you're going to get.
You can see this has seen better days. Can't even type on this board yet. Space key is smashed in there.
Gracias.
Weathered buskers playing traditional songs, dancers with stomachs as flat as a brick, hippies selling trinkets, pretty girls in short summer dresses. Basically, paradise. All I can see is the Caribbean turning brown, then green, then blue, then turquoise. Would Superman fly low to see the colors of the sea change?
On our way to the Paradise Islands, local children wait for visitors to throw money.
Okay, ready? That's the smart thing to do. Apparently, if you throw the coin in the water, he'll go in and dive for it. But I just tossed it in and he grabbed it. He's a smart guy.
Watching these kids dive for coins brings up an ethical issue I have wherever I travel. To me, it's begging, and giving them money makes them dependent on tourists giving them money. It's a vicious cycle.
When people ask you for money when you're traveling, do you give it to them?
No, I don't. It doesn't do anything to improve the social conditions.
Right. I never give money. But for some reason, I just got sort of sucked into that.
You feel like you're exploiting those kids?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
I feel it's exploiting a little bit.
What's the difference between that and a busker on the side of the street? Someone juggling fire. If you threw enough money there, I would dive after it.
Do you want to jump in?
How much? It depends how much you got there.
Oh, look at this. I just happen to have 10,000 right here. 10,000 pesos will buy you 3 beers.
Okay.
Are you gonna do it?
I'm doing this to prove a point that even I would jump into the water. No, these kids, they're just doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
There's nothing.
So I shouldn't feel icky?
I don't feel exploited.
The wind. Ready? Yay! Nice work, Rob.
I'm gonna enjoy my 3 beers tonight. And I gotta tell you, I don't feel the slightest bit exploited from that.
You don't?
No, in fact, you should feel bad.
I actually feel a little guilty.
All right, let's go check out an island.
Okay.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, it's beautiful. White
I can
sandy
only
beach.
see like 30 meters.
Green water.
Gotcha.
Ah.
Look at this.
All right.
White powder. This water is as warm as pee.
I decided I wanted to be a travel writer 7 or 8 years ago. It's really the ultimate job. You get to travel, you get to meet all these people, you get to make a little bit of money, but you also get to change people's perceptions about the places that you go to. The beach was gorgeous, but writing about a beach is just not the kind of travel writer that I am. One good thing that came out of it was that I found this beautiful spot to write some of my other stories.
Travel writing is a very, very competitive business. Everyone is a travel writer. If you keep a diary when you're traveling, you're a travel writer too. The only thing that separates me from the other people is that I pitch stories consistently to editors around the world, and then it can take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a year before I see any money from it. A little challenging, but that's why I live out of a backpack and don't drive a nice car. So basically, we were sitting in an internet cafe, and then you met that guy.
Yeah, the guy was right. He said you cannot leave Colombia without going to the islands.
Hello, little guy.
Is this where he jumps up and...
Listen, tomorrow, tell me more about this volcano thing.
The guy I talked to yesterday, he said that we should definitely check out the mud volcano.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, should we do that tomorrow?
Yeah. Hope you don't get eaten, little guy. Okay, I looked on the internet. I googled the image of this volcano, and it looked like a big pit of elephant poo. It was like just a little thing of mud. I think volcano is stretching a little bit, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm the volcano, bra. I'm the volcano. Check it out. Come in.
Lack of sleep. And it's early morning. I've never, ever in my entire life been accused of being a morning person. And the problem is that 80% of the activities that you do when you're traveling are always in the morning. If you want to catch the best stuff, you got to wake up early. What can you do? Just get up. People get up for work. It's the same.
Our early morning bus drove through Colombia's countryside, past sleepy rural life. As the bus chugs down the hill, I get a glimpse of the mud volcano.
That can't be natural. No way.
It looks like a termite hill. It's not exactly what I expected, but I don't know, I'll reserve judgment until I go in and see it closer.
You're gonna write about this as a spa story.
Yeah, that's winning.
Holding on to the railing, I make my way up a ladder of rickety wooden planks.
This thing can't be real. Should.
I don't know. I wonder if it's natural.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna write about this as a miracle hangover cure.
God, I hope so. This is what we've learned from last night. No more Colombian rum. Ooh, this is cool. Hola.
The crater itself is the size of a small pool. If you can imagine a small pool full of smooth, creamy chocolate. Wow.
Oh, good view.
All right, here we go. Is it warm? Caliente? Frio. Frio. I never thought it possible, but I've always fantasized about swimming in a pool of thick chocolate mousse. Well, no need to fantasize anymore. Oh, this is good. Oh, it's like getting into pudding. Ooh. Legend calls this the volcano of youth, where a man can enter at age 50 and leave as a 30-year-old.
That is awesome.
It is like...
My body disappears like slipping into quicksand.
Oh, there's a strange man holding me.
Oh, you know what? I forgot something.
I let out a giggle, pure childlike wonder.
Wow, this is suspended animation.
This is
total. He's like,
so cool.
It actually supports your head.
This is so cool.
I'm a believer.
Don't do that. Don't do
All we
that.
need is a couple of cervezas.
Oh, yeah.
I've had lots of strange men touch me, actually. In India, I had 3 men massage me with a bucket of oil. That was quite an experience.
I don't feel hungover anymore.
No, I don't feel hangover anymore either. I'm telling you, this is the miracle cure. All right, we found the miracle hangover cure right here in Colombia at the mud volcano. Within seconds, I'm a mud creature.
Buoyant in a bottomless pit of mud, I feel like I'm on another planet, just flip-flopping around like an astronaut in zero gravity.
Well, this is a story, for sure. I mean, come on. This is such a story.
I know.
When people find out about this, they'll be coming to Colombia just to get into the mud volcano. This is reason to come to Cartagena.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane.
I know. I've never heard anything heard of anything like this before.
No, it's really,
Not like this.
it's totally original. A bus arrives and the small crater fills up like a bowl of black soup with floating white potatoes.
Half an hour later, and I was fried. I was feeling really dehydrated and a bit woozy.
Oh! Okay, butt crack coming. Oh man, that's unbelievable. I had my doubts, I'll be honest. I had my doubts. This is a killer story.
Gracias, señor. Well, the mud is cool, but the heat is really intense. The sun is just barreling down, so I don't know, my hangover's gone, but now it's kind of creeping back.
It's not the mud, because the mud's not hot. The mud's cool, but I feel dehydrated, hey?
I feel pretty rough.
Really lightheaded, hey? but the mud is keeping me cool like an elephant. Julia and I are not going to compete on this story. We both decided it's a great article, but she's going to write about it for her column, and I'll pitch international publications. Travel writers are territorial in that way. You have to be if you're going to cooperate and remain friends. Okay, that water looks sketchy.
Now it's time to rinse. I walk down to the lagoon for a quick bath.
The water is still and scary, and my rinse lady is determined.
She baptizes me with a bucket of dirty water. I close my mouth tightly. Swallowing this water means a week of toilet time.
They're taking off my pants now. She dunks me into the warm lagoon, scrubs me with her hands, and before I know it, she's ripped off my shorts too.
Ignoring my pleas, she begins to rip at my clothes. No, signora. Si, signorita, she says.
Well, that was interesting, especially when she ripped my pants off and gave me a full rub down there.
Okay, man, that is an intense cleaning. And it was aggressive, like they're pouring all the water on your head and you can't quite get the breath in. One thing I'm definitely gonna tell tourists who come here is like, you have to watch what bathing suits you choose. Because my bathing suit was brand new and now it's like gray. That's right. That's right, it's important. You're kind of like a wine cork floating in this thick mud. So I think that's how I'm going to describe it when I end up writing my story. And I'm definitely going to be recommending it because it's such an awesome experience that I don't think people can get just anywhere. So, when in Cartagena, this is something that people really have to do.
This is a great story for just about every paper that I write for. It's just unusual. The photographs will sell it. In terms of my story of the week in Colombia, I found it right here. I think this is the most bankable story of everything we've covered so far. So I'm going to be pitching a bunch of editors around the world. The travel sections, it doesn't really matter if people from Hong Kong are ever going to come here. It's more about people reading that part of the paper to escape and to learn something new about the world around them. But when I'm finished with this, a lot of people are going to know about this. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's my job.
What I love to do in every airport before I take off is go to the duty-free perfume section. I like to try on new perfumes. I never ever buy, but I always have one on this arm. I like that, that's good, and then one on this side too. It kills the time.